Community V8 Supercar Challenge here on Project Cars. So we're currently watching with Stuart McKenzie. They have had one race, but I wasn't here for that. So we've got a Stuart McKenzie with Brett. I think it's Brett Keenan. With Brett Keenan on P2, Sebastian Spicer P3, Mason Ward P4, Bailey Ford P5, Alex in P6, and a Mural in P7. So we're just waiting for them all to get going. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Let's get into it. As far as I know, we're just waiting for the race to get started, and then we will get into some racing. I think, if I am correct, it's a 24 lap race. I'm just checking something quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get straight into it ASAP. So the drivers still haven't done anything yet. It is a dry race. Yeah, dry race. There's no weather to be seen or heard. I hope they haven't. No one's showing any revs of any sort, so I don't think anyone's doing anything at this moment. Everyone's just been disqualified. That's... what? Okay, so we've got a few disqualifications here at the start. Stuart McKenzie's got a beautiful line. Mason Ward's gone very defensive on the inside. Alex has come up on the outside. He's going to challenge Stuart McKenzie. They're 3 wide into turn 1. A Mule just pings Stuart McKenzie. Stuart McKenzie's on his roof, so that's not going to help him. Alex has taken the lead with Mason Ward in P2. And then we got a Mural in P3, just causing that massive accident there with Stuart McKenzie, and Stuart McKenzie is now out of this race. He's currently got no car at all, so he's retired his car, as Alex is retired as well. I think we're having a restart here, ladies and gentlemen, or his car, or Alex's car was broken. Hang on. Are we all back? Okay, so the race is going again. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of a hiccup. So we'll just wait for the game to get loaded again. And hopefully this time we all get into it. So United Arab Emirates, length of 3.58 kilometres, 17 turns. Sector 1's predominantly the main straight with a couple of turns. Sector 2 is a tight and twisty sector. So we've got 10 minutes of practice here. Now I can't view change who we're watching. So this is So it's become night time, but I can't actually change who we're viewing. So at the moment we are viewing Stuart McKenzie. As Project Cars is broken. So this is a bit weird, even for me, gentlemen. I literally cannot pick what we do. So we'll just have to ride on board here with Stuart McKenzie. He's doing a bit of a warm up, wiggle by the look of it. Coming into the hairpin. Yeah, press triangle doesn't do anything. I've literally only got X or circle to play with. So for some reason it doesn't give me the rest of the interface, which is a bit silly. So thank you for those comments. So Stuart McKenzie comes across the line to start a flying lap. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. He's hit the apex quite nicely. Comes around turn 2 into turn 3 there. Nice line, dab of the brakes into 4. Comes around this sweeping left-hander here. Short shifts. Comes around those couple of corners quite nicely, using all the track, which is nice to see. Hard on the brakes. Through the little S's. I'd assume that unstables the car very muchly. I can't actually tell you what they how they feel. Someone just gets out of their way. That might be Bailey or Sebastian. Looks like Sebastian. McKenzie goes very wide there into the final turn. Comes across the line to set a 1. Nothing. Okay. So, Bailey's just done a 120.8, so McKenzie must have invalidated his lap. I'd say on that final turn. This game is very strict for track limits. So if you go a little bit wide, you will get your time invalidated. So currently Bailey's on provisional pole, as we just jumped to Bailey in car 15. So what's he going to do? Is he going to better his lap coming into the tight S's, as Mackenzie's now in the pits. What's Bailey doing here? Well, Bailey's pitting. Bit hot in the pit lane. Here to bring out the V8s. There's someone else coming out of pit. I'd say that's Mackenzie Stewart. So we're currently watching Mackenzie Stewart apparently in pit box. So this is very weird. due to I can't actually change anyone we're watching. So he comes out of pit lane, car number 3. Bailey's just in front of him. Mason Ward. So we've only got 2 people to set a time at this moment, as a mural sets a time of a 1:25.4, as Bailey just stops at the end of the exit, makes Mackenzie go around him. So that's a bit of a dangerous stop there by Bailey. I don't think he'll get penalised too much for it. But Bailey's still got the quickest time of a 20.8. Brett Keenan with a 24.3, and then a mural with a 25.4. We've just had Alex jump up to a 21.7. So he's doing a nice time there. As Mackenzie goes wide, gets off the racetrack completely for this car behind him to go past, which I'm assuming is a mural. As now Mackenzie flashes his headlights, letting him know he's about to start a flyer. So I'd assume he will back right off and then put his foot into it very shortly. Get most of the track. There he is, he's still backing off, and now he gets into it. Try and get himself a bit of clear track. Set himself a flying lap. So here we go around the final corner. Doesn't use all of the ripple strip there to get that invalidation. Crosses the line to start his absolute flyer. With 2 minutes to go, he'll get one more lap after this if he chooses to do so. Hard on the brakes, downshifting consistently over the couple of ripples into 3. Just seems to back it off a gear there and then go straight back into the gear, so I don't know what that's for, if it's just a kink in the road or something, just to unstable the car, or as Mason Ward goes to a 33.9. Is that yeah, Mason Ward. So Mackenzie's flashing his headlights at whoever is in front of him, which I'm pretty sure is a mural. Goes very deep to get right out of his way, and then comes back on the track at the wrong point. But he is ghosted, so it might not hurt Mackenzie as the ghosted car is spun. But we'll see what happens here. So Stuart Mackenzie coming past the pit entry there, coming into the final corner. Has he invalidated this lap, or is it going to count? Comes across the ripple strip, coming down the main straight. Stuart Mackenzie does a 1:21.4, ladies and gentlemen, to put him into P2, with Alex Little in P3, Brett Keenan P4, Amiral P5, Mason Ward in P6, and Sebastian Spicer still to yet set a time. I don't know if he is actually setting a time or if he's just sitting in pit lane. So we've got 15 seconds to go. Big shot of flame comes out of Mackenzie's car there. He's taking that a bit wide. Be surprised if that's not an invalidation. As I was saying, this game is very strict for invalidation, so if Seb's not on a flyer, he can't do one anymore. He's going to have to start from P7 in this race. Hopefully we get full camera control of it. As Mackenzie's feathering the throttle, you can just hear it. He doesn't want to put the full foot flat to the floor. He's just feathering it. He must be up on this lap, otherwise he wouldn't have continued on with it. Is he up to 0.3 of a second quicker and maybe take pole off Bailey? Going to be a close finish. Oh, he does it. A 20.6 to take pole position off of Bailey Ford. So Bailey drops down to P2, Alex drops to P3, Brett to P4, Amiral to P5, Mason to P6, and Sebastian still to set a time at P7. So that is that is unfortunate there for Sebastian, but he will have a race strategy in mind. I don't doubt that for 1 second. So with qualifying complete, that's our starting grid, ladies and gentlemen. Now we just wait this next 20 seconds. And hopefully we can get some control over camera angles and whatnot. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying session is over. Mackenzie Stewart's been disconnected. So 2 grid place for Amiral, so that'll put him down to P7. 1 grid place for Alex, so that might actually bump. Nah, this game's broken. So I've got no control over camera, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to have to watch this race 25 laps on whoever the game tells me. I'll just try and commentate the best I can if we even get a race going. So we're just waiting for the lights for everyone to load in. Hopefully everyone loads in properly this time. So Mackenzie and Bailey are very closely matched on pace. I don't even know if there's a stop required on this race, or if they could get the 25 laps out of these tyres. That is rules that I am uncertain on, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that, but any predictions that people have, please leave them down in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tomorrow morning at 8 AM New Zealand Standard Time, we have Trans Nations F2 and F3 categories. And then at 10 AM we have the F1 category, commentated by yours truly. So please keep a reminder for them. It's round 1 around Australia. So as we just wait for this one to get going around the Dubai circuit. So here we go. Everyone's sinking. We've lost a couple of drivers already. 3, 4, go, 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 and we've got the race going, ladies and gentlemen. Mackenzie Stewart's got an absolute flyer of a launch. Bailey's been jumped by Mackenzie's teammate in Alex. So Alex has gone to the inside of Muir. Oh, Brett, all 3 wide back there. I can't actually see who's that. Bailey's been taken out. Mackenzie's binded himself. So this is absolute carnage here. The pole sitter has put it around. Our second place has been taken out. So now our pole sitter is at the back of the field, as Alex has had an absolute terrible race as well. He's obviously been given an illegal overtake or something. So Brett Keenan is now winning this race with Alex, with a mural in P2 and Sebastian Spicer in P3. So Brett's got already a 3-second gap with Sebastian just another second behind a mural. So it's still anybody's race here. And as you've seen at that first sector on cold tyres, really makes a big difference, as they're all slowing down. What's the go here? What's the go here? You know, they're all back up to pace now. Thought they were all slowing down. It looked like Bailey's trying to move on the inside there of Alex. He's made the move stick according to the timing streams. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bailey's jumped up to P5. Stuart Mackenzie's still in P4. Sebastian Spicer in P3, having a bit of a look a Mural's gone deep into turn 2. Is that going to cost him P2? Yes, it is. Brett Keenan is still in P1 for 5 seconds now, so he's starting to pull a bit of a gap. And Mural's gone wide again into turn 3 by the look of it. And now Stuart McKenzie's right on the back of him. And there's a bit of a battle up down the back there of Bailey, and Alex is still battling on. Alex is just holding on to the back of Bailey there, trying to make some gauge battle. Oh, Mackenzie just hit a mural, or a mural's car's jumped. So that's unfortunate there. I don't think it was anything on the game, but there's no damage on Mackenzie's car. Mackenzie's gone to the outside through the S's. Oh, there's been contact. There has been contact there. A mural's copped the worst of that. So that's very unfortunate. Mackenzie's jumped back up to P3. Mural's now down in the P5, and he's taken Bailey with him. Unfortunately, again for Bailey, getting caught up in someone else's accident, has dropped back to, well, now P5, but it was P6 just a second ago. So Bailey not having the race that he wanted. So we had 3 laps done, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Keenan is currently leading this one with Sebastian Spicer in P2. Stuart McKenzie in P6, just a second and a bit behind Sebastian. And Sebastian being 5 seconds behind Brett. So Sebastian doesn't seem to have the pace to be keeping up with the leaders, but he's definitely got the consistency to be up the front. Alex Little in P4, starting to fall back now a little bit. Bailey Ford in P5. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And a mural in P6 there, rounding off the end of the field. So, Stuart McKenzie's had another spin. So now Stuart's P5, which pushes Alex up to P3. So this is a very hot and heated race, ladies and gentlemen. Stuart McKenzie will need to cool down those rear tyres, because that won't be helping his grip one bit. So they all come down onto the main straight. You can get a good shot there from where everybody is. So now Bailey's right on the back of Alex. Can Bailey get back onto the podium paying positions? Oz Mackenzie's still getting a bit of a sideways stance going. He might, I don't know what tyres they're running, if they're hard, softs. I'm assuming they're hards, being V8s. So they will be a bit slidey, but I could be wrong. Is Bailey making a move? No, he's not. But currently Bailey's got the quickest lap time. Bailey's now got around the inside. I'm assuming it's very frustrating, ladies and gentlemen, not being able to control the cameras. So we can only watch Stuart McKenzie. It's yeah, very, very frustrating. If anybody knows of anything that I could do, please leave a note down in the comments section. Bailey's stopped on track for some reason and let Stuart McKenzie go back through. Now I don't know what that was for, but yeah, Bailey seems to get a position and loses too. So that 5 of 25, we're a fifth of the way through this race. Bailey's now chasing the back of Stuart McKenzie. McKenzie just has a bit of a lock up on the inside tyre there. And I don't know what the red squares mean on the positioning. If someone could tell me what they mean as well, that would be very handy to know, thank you. It's now Stuart's caught up to the back of, oh, that must be a mural. He's lapping again already. So only 5 laps in and the mural's already been lapped once, as he's trying to push McKenzie off the track. It's not the way to go when you're a lapped car. S's, Mackenzie's kept his car straight through the S's this time. They come up to the penultimate corner. Coming back down the main straight to do yet another lap. So now they're up to lap 6 of 25. As Mackenzie goes very deep on the turn 1. Pulls it up nicely though. Amural's now got the inside line. So is that must be Alex they're fighting with, not a Mural, sorry. Because they're all within that same timeline. So Alex's car is looking a bit worse for wear. Damage is on full, ladies and gentlemen, so he will be feeling a bit of effect from that. A bit of aero damage, or might even have a little bit of engine damage, which is why he's falling so far behind Sebastian. Now, saying that, Sebastian's kept that gap to Brett Keenan to a steady 4 to 5 second gap, depending on what part of the track they're in. So I'm just wondering if Sebastian's playing the longer game, and trying to just trying to conserve tyres and maybe not make a pit stop. So Bailey can't find his way around Alex. They're 3, or looked like they were 3 wide there, but I don't think they quite were. So this is a very angry looking pack, and it's about the only pack that we've got on track. So as Bailey's now around the outside, he's lost a bit of time. Oh, there's a bit of rubbing. He's racing there. Stuart Mackenzie dives down the inside of Bailey, gets the position, gets the move done. Now, has he got the run into the next corner on Alex? Yes, he has. So Alex has dropped 1 position, Mackenzie's jumped 2. So that's very good driving there by Stuart Mackenzie. He's got 2.5 seconds to catch up on Sebastian. There is a car very deep there in the S's. That must be a Mural. As now Mackenzie's lost all drive out of that corner, out of the S's, so Alex has jumped him again now. Alex has got the inside turn onto the final corner, but can't make the job stick. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So I still don't know what the red boxes mean. A Mural is all over the track. Stuart Mackenzie comes around the outside to pass him safely, and the Mural lets the other 2 guys through as well, so that's very good. Oh, the Mural's in the fence there in the background. I hope he's caught that on the stream. Yes, you would have. So yeah, a Mural's having an absolute terrible race at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 8. Currently Brett's got the fastest time out there currently, as Mackenzie goes very wide. What's he doing here? I don't know. Maybe just missed his turn, missed where he was on the track. Gets a bit of a squiggle out of that corner, comes into the S's once again. Now this seems to be his kryptonite. He doesn't seem to get the best run out of here. Seems a bit hesitant, but he's made it through there nicely this time, with Alex right behind him and Bailey right behind Alex. So if Mackenzie makes too big of a muck up, he's going to lose a couple of positions. And Sebastian's still 2.5 seconds up the road, with Brett flying now 6 seconds up the road from Sebastian. So Sebastian's just playing the long game, maybe trying to conserve some tyres, save some fuel. So the pit stop's not as long, if there is a pit stop at all. as a mural is in pits, funnily enough, probably to get that all his damage repaired. So he'll be in pit for I'd say quite a while. But again, we can't change camera angle for some reason. I haven't got control over that. And any new viewers, yes, I have tried to press the triangle button like it says here in the comments. But I've only got X and circle to play with, so unless if you know, oh, Mackenzie's had a terrible run and Alex has now jumped him. Mackenzie must have a penalty. He's had a slow down penalty. So that's a breach of track limits. So rather than getting time penalties, you get a slow down penalty, and you got to slow down. Oh, as Bailey goes up the inside now, Mackenzie's dropped both positions like I said he would, so now Mackenzie finds himself back down to P5, Bailey up to P4 and Alex into P3. Sebastian's now pulled a second in on Brett on that one lap, so it's a bit of a seesaw battle up there, but all in all Brett still seems to pull away most laps, as Bailey now must have a slowdown penalty. No, he doesn't. He's just, Mackenzie's got the better run there, rubbing, and now Bailey on the inside. Oh, bit of touching. Can Bailey do the crisscross? Get him here on the inside. He's down on the inside. Oh, Mackenzie almost shuts the door on him completely. That was, this is now letting Alex run away with this P3s. Mackenzie's now on the outside. He's made the job stick, but Bailey's still right there. So now Alex has got a 1.5 second gap from these two guys that we're currently watching. So you can just see the different lines there that Bailey's trying to take over Stuart Mackenzie in the S's. They come around to start lap 11. So we're almost halfway through this race, ladies and gentlemen. And we haven't seen a lot of action up front, but there's a lot of battles here for now. Well, now it's P4, but I think that's a mural again within the mid-pack. Oh no, Seb's been caught. Seb must have lost a bit of time, or Alex has picked up his pace, because now Seb has been caught. So if those two start battling, we might get a four-way battle for P2, because it could lead these guys right in now. Bailey's dropped off a bit, so it's all to play for here, ladies and gentlemen. I think Brett's just a little bit too far up the road at this stage. He's got a comfortable lead with 6.1 seconds, and then everybody else apart from a mural is pretty much in this pack that we're currently viewing. Mackenzie goes a little bit wide through the S's, which isn't a terrible thing, because then it's pretty much straighten the car up, and then you start braking for that next left-hander. So as they come back onto the main straight, Alex is caught right up to the back of Sebastian now. So Sebastian's starting to feel a little bit of heat for the first time this race. Alex goes for a look on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he doesn't. He's just put his car there into the mirror, so Sebastian knows and he's actually made the move. He's actually got the move done, ladies and gentlemen, as Bailey's in the pits. So Bailey's gone for an undercut on everybody, as now Mackenzie's pushing. Oh, Mackenzie's pushing Sebastian. So that's not the cleanest way to get around your competitors, but it's worked for Mackenzie. So we've got a hell of a race going on here for P2. Now Mackenzie's right up the back of Alex again. So Alex has lost that 1.5 seconds that he had not too long ago. He's got a terrible run out of the S's, and he's lost 2 positions. So Sebastian's jumped him again. Sebastian's right up the back now of Stuart Mackenzie. As Brett's in, the race leader's in, Sebastian's in as well. So, will Brett come out in front of... No, he will not. So Brett will drop to P3. But knowing that these two in front of him will still have to pit, but these two will have fresher tyres to try and gain in on that 6-second gap that Brett did have. Brett's now come out of pit lane, still comfortably in front of Bailey. So I wonder if Seb's tyres were just starting to go off and that's why he's lost a lot of time, and now Alex has lost a lot of time to Stuart McKenzie as well. So could we see the leaders, these two coming into pit this lap? Mackenzie comes through the S's. Bit twisty on the accelerator, you can just hear the throttle module. So as he comes around the corner, will he dive into pits? No, he will not. Alex will not either. So if pit stops aren't needed, it's a bit weird that Brett come in, seems he had the cleanest race so far. He could have really been saving tyres. So it's really interesting to see that these top two haven't come into pit yet. But maybe they're playing the strategy game and might as well wear these tyres right out and put fresh ones on with the light car. Maybe make up a few seconds, but they will be losing time now over Brett, Sebastian and Bailey on the fresher tyres. So it all will balance out when everyone's made a pit stop, if everyone makes a pit stop. And Stuart McKenzie comes around this big left-hander. Excuse me. Coming into the S's once again. Pure Axle's just fallen off the back just a little bit. He's almost 2 seconds behind now. So I wonder if his tyres are starting to go as well. I know he's been doing a lot of practice over the last couple of weeks on this game. Oh, Mackenzie makes a fake dive as Alex now comes into pit. So Mackenzie's the last one of us not to make a pit stop. So this is... Oh, Mackenzie had a slowdown penalty there. So that's unfortunate for him. That's cost him even more time now. So Stuart McKenzie being the only one that hasn't pitted. Will Alex come out in front of Sebastian? And Bailey Ford now. Just looking at your time lapse there, Sebastian just done a 2:04.9, but he should have already done an out lap, so I don't understand why that lap was so slow. But Bailey still hasn't caught up any time, as now Brett and Sebastian jump him. So Sebastian's lost 14 seconds on Brett. Pretty much. Now as Stuart McKenzie comes in the pit lane. So our race leader is in pit lane, ladies and gentlemen. Just see how this pit stop goes. Pulling in nicely. Stop the car. Get on its spot. Oh, he's not putting tyres. They're not putting fuel in either by the look of it. As Brett goes screaming past there. So I don't understand what they're doing. They must be putting fuel in the car. but there's no one there on the fuel rig, so that's a bit strange. Sebastian's now about to come around the corner. Take away P2 from Stuart McKenzie. There goes McKenzie, gets dropped off the jacks. Alex has jumped him. So that undercut for Alex has paid dividends. And that slowdown for McKenzie last lap on the main straight wouldn't be helping him. As now he gets back on the gas to get up to racing speed. We got Bailey there in the background coming down the main straight. So Bailey's made a little bit of time being the first one in, but not too much. But look at the gap that Alex has gained on McKenzie. It's 13 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Remembering he was 2 seconds behind McKenzie when he come into pit. So that has worked absolutely phenomenal. And just look at the gap from Brett and Sebastian. Oh, Brett's back into pitch. What's going on? What? Mackenzie's got another slowdown penalty, so that's why he's stopping. So why is Brett back into pit for? This is... Did Brett not put enough fuel in his car, maybe? Now remember, Mackenzie hasn't put tyres on, so he's running the same tyres. So Brett gets jumped. I still don't understand why Brett would come back into pit lane. He wasn't even the first one in. So unless if this is a two-stop race... But with the way Stuart McKenzie's done it, I don't think he's doing a two-stop. And he didn't put tyres on, so I wouldn't expect him to be back in. As Brett's now coming down the pit lane, he's going to get jumped by Bailey again. So that's unfortunate for Brett, but Sebastian and Alex are right up the front. They're up with each other. I'd really like to get to that battle. But again, my console is being silly, or this game is being silly, and it won't let me change camera angle. So coming here through the S's once again for Stuart McKenzie on his 17th lap. He's pretty much got the racetrack to himself. He's got a good gap of 6 seconds behind him and a massive gap of 15 seconds in front. But if he keeps getting these shortcut penalties, he's going to have Bailey right on his back door very shortly. So yeah, Stuart McKenzie's had a lot of these slowdown penalties. I don't know about anybody else, but so as he comes down into turn 1 again for the 18th time in this race, we haven't seen any more of a mural. So Stuart McKenzie just doing his own little thing at the moment, trying to stay within the track limits to not get any more slowdown penalties. Because Bailey's right there behind him, just waiting for that opportunity. It won't take him much to get a couple of slowdown penalties, especially through these S's. He seems to have trouble through these S's here that he's coming into now. Now we can't see the little kink there because of the NJ keyboards that he keeps getting penalised on, but he keeps taking too much curb or something and gets penalised there through those S's, and that's what really kills him. There in this final corner now that he's coming across are his two weakest points that we've noticed in the last 19 laps. So that could really be his kryptonite. As he's dropped Bailey off by a good second, and Alex has got the lead off Sebastian. Sebastian's 2.5 seconds already, or 2 seconds already behind. So Sebastian's just taken a cruisy Sunday drive, and he's still got 12 seconds from Stuart Mackenzie, so still a long way there for Mackenzie to try and get back up to it. He comes around this left-hander there for one more time, coming into the S sections now. So he's catching on Sebastian very quickly and losing Bailey at a steady rate as well. So could there be something wrong with Sebastian's car? But Sebastian doesn't seem to be losing too much ground on Alex, so I don't quite understand what's going on there. Or is Mackenzie just pushing that much harder than the two front runners? Just really trying to reel in these two guys. He has got the youngest tyres out of the whole field, so it's not with all out of possibilities as he gets a bit of a backfire going there. So out of sector 1, coming into sector 2, comes around the around the sweeping right-hander. Looks a bit like a double apex right-hander. You want to hit the first bit and then push your car wide. We'll get another view of it next lap, but yeah, it does look like a bit of a double right-hander. Comes into the S's for one more time. So the MGK boards really mess up our view there of where Mackenzie keeps getting it wrong. He's a bit wide here, but he's doing that well. Coming into the final corner. Oh, excuse me, Sebastian's lost another 2 seconds already onto Alex, and predominantly lost two seconds to Mackenzie as well. So with 4 laps to go, he's got to pull 2 and a bit seconds a lap to make it a final lap battle, and by that I mean it'll be a sector 3 final lap battle. So all Sebastian's got to do is try and keep it clean for the moment, and not lose too much time to Stuart Mackenzie, which is easier said than done. But Alex is absolutely running away with this. He's just done a 22.6 to Sebastian's 24.1, and Mackenzie's absolutely flying with a 21.5. So at this moment, Stuart Mackenzie is at least a second quicker, 1.1 seconds quicker than the leader at this moment. So this is why Sebastian keeps losing so much time to Stuart Mackenzie. But Mackenzie's going to get a track slow down warning for that for sure. No, he hasn't. So what will be his lap time? A 1:21 flat. And Sebastian has done a 1:25.7. So that was a 4.7 second gain on that one lap. Is that right? Yeah, 3.7. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, he's closing in Sebastian's very quickly now. He's under 6 seconds, which is what he wanted. So can he smell this P2? That's a bit wide. We still can't see Sebastian's car in the foreground at all. We see Bailey's car back there in the background. Now Bailey was keeping up with Mackenzie there at a couple of laps ago, doing roughly the same time. Brett has dropped right off the pace now, is 21 seconds behind Bailey and 40 seconds behind the leader, which Brett was the leader for the first half of this race. So Brett will be absolutely annoyed with himself. Mule has taken himself out of this race. as what do we come across the line for? Sebastian does a 24-1, so Sebastian's knowing that he's got to start picking up the pace, but Mackenzie does a 21 flat again. So there's only 3 seconds to go with 3 laps running, ladies and gentlemen, including this one. We could see a scrap here going for P2 on the final lap. Mackenzie's really pushing this Ford Falcon really hard here. This is the double apex corner I was talking about. You're in, then you're out, and then you're back in to clip the inside of that apex. There's Sebastian's car just in the foreground. You can see it. And we can start to hear it now as well. It's gone under 3-second gap. So this could be a scrap for P2 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your socks. Final lap scrap for the P2 position, P2, P3 position. So as they come around this final turn, Stuart Mackenzie's absolutely nailing this car at the moment. As Alex has just done a 21-4 as well. Sebastian's done a 23-3 and Mackenzie's done a 21-6. So Mackenzie had a slower lap that lap, but he still pulled another second in on Sebastian. Another 1.3 seconds on Sebastian. So Sebastian could be in trouble here. I don't know if he's underfueled his car or what the go is, but Alex is pushing now as well, as Bailey and Brett have both done a 27-4. So they're only 7/100ths of a second. Brett's back into pit. I don't understand that strategy with 2 laps to go. But here we go. Stuart Mackenzie's now almost within a second range. Now it's one thing to catch a car, it's another thing to pass a car, and Sebastian won't be an easy target to pass. So can he make it hard for for Mackenzie Stewart to get around him? Brett's still in the pit lane, so he might come out in the middle of this battle, but I don't think Brett will do anything silly to do this. So it's going to come down to the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, as Alex has done a 21-5. What's a 23.2 and a 23.4. So Sebastian was actually quicker than Stuart Mackenzie that lap. So like I said, it's one thing to catch him, but it's another thing to try and get around him as well. So Stuart Mackenzie's only got these 14 odd corners to go. He's trying to make his car as wide as possible. They're now nose to tail, ladies and gentlemen. It's come down to the final lap. Sebastian without headlights on. Stuart Mackenzie with his headlights beaming in those rear view mirror. Now we've seen this by Mackenzie before. He likes to bump and run. He's around the outside. He's now going to switch. Oh, he's switched it back to the outside once again. That's probably not the smartest move, but can he go the over and under? He can't quite get the car turned. Oh, he's got the car turned in. They're side by side into the S's. Can Sebastian Spicer hold on to the position? He's come into the S's. They're still side by side. This is all fair. Oh, there's contact. There's big contact there. I don't know if Mackenzie's got a penalty for that. He pushed Sebastian clearly off the track. Sebastian's got nothing left to fight with. Alex has come over the line to win the race with a 21.6 as his final lap. Stuart Mackenzie comes over the line to take P2, and oh no, Sebastian's got P2, Stuart Mackenzie's got P3. So Mackenzie must have got that penalty there for pushing Sebastian off track. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 26 laps of Abu Dhabi. Alex has taken out the win with Sebastian Spicer in P2 and Stuart Mackenzie in P3. Yeah, there we have it. The Kiwi goes Kiwi, Aussie, Kiwi for the podium. Then we have Bailey coming across the line in P4 and Brett Keenan across the line in P5. So there we have it, folks. We'll leave the stream there. Thanks again all for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Just again, we have got F1 tomorrow morning at 8 AM New Zealand time and 10 AM New Zealand time. So feel free to watch those races if you're not racing within it. So there we have it. Mackenzie Stewart had a 3-second time penalty, with Sebastian only having the 1 second. So, and Brett Keenan having 27 seconds. The fastest lap goes to Stuart Mackenzie at Banks Motorsport. So there we have it, folks. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Like the channel if you're new. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we'll see you all next time.